We start in a castle on a dark and stormy night. We see a sarcophagus that is chained up. A couple of kids unchain the sarcophagus and open it, revealing a skeleton that rises. The skeleton asks why it's cold when the kids, who seem to be vampires, pour some liquid onto it, turning the skeleton into a vampire woman named Vam-Mi. A very hot vampire woman at that. This is a Ham Saban series, so that makes sense since this is the guy that gave us Scorpina on Power Rangers, another hot villain. Anyway, we then get a recap of how she got there, followed by her asking where her heart is. She's told by the kids, who are actually servant vampires named Bing and Ching Chu, that the heart is in America, and we find out that if she doesn't get her heart within 4 days, she shrivels away. They then decide to head to New York to find the ancestor of the shinobi who took her heart to get it back. They arrive in New York at an abandoned hotel where the young-looking vampires say they've been staying. Vam-Mi heads to the window and says her heart is calling to her. We then see back with the turtles. They have a box that is jumping, which obviously contains her heart. The servants then tell Vam-Mi that they must feed, which we don't see. Bummer. Back with the turtles, they decide to go out, even though Master Splinter tells them they should probably stay in because he has a bad feeling about the night, on top of the fact that the full moon makes it easier for people to see them. As they go out, the vampires appear and attack them while they are fighting a villain named Bone Steel, with Venus being their main target as they have labeled her the shinobi. Eventually, Leonardo tricks the vampires into jumping into a pit, and the turtles head back to the sewer to explain to Master Splinter what happened. We then see that the box containing Vam-Mi's heart is what Venus believes is her medicine. Back at the hotel, Vam-Mi reprimands Bing for not fully explaining the situation, specifically having to fight mutant turtles. Chi-Chu then informs them that she followed them after the battle to see where their lair is. Vam-Mi then sends Bing to follow Bone Steel while the turtles chase the vampire heart around the sewer. Bone Steel ends up capturing Bing and threatens him with the vampire hunting material that he isn't afraid to use if they get in his way of hunting the turtles. Back in the sewers, the turtles eventually catch the vampire heart and they discuss what to do with it, with all the turtles but Venus wanting to give the heart back to Vam-Mi and Splinter reprimanding them for brushing vampires off as a human problem. We then get a few more scenes of Vam-Mi reprimanding Bing and Chi-Chu for resurrecting her without her heart, and Chi-Chu stopping Vam-Mi from drinking blood from a blood bank instead of hunting, which, by the way, we have yet to see them do. Followed by Raphael taking the heart behind Venus and Master Splinter's back to give back to Vam-Mi. When Vam-Mi senses her heart, she heads to Raphael, but before she can get it, he overhears Bing say how after they get it, they will destroy Venus, so he changes his mind and they fight. The other turtles, realizing what's going on, head to him to back him up. As Raph and the vampires fight, Bone Steel captures them with a net, but the other turtles show up just in time to rescue Raph as Vam-Mi continues to chase her heart, which is now stuck in a can. Eventually, Donatello gets the heart, and as Vam-Mi goes to wrestle it away from him, the sun comes up, and they take off as it starts to burn them, while the turtles take the heart back to the sewers with them. As the vampires are putting on sunscreen, Vam-Mi continues to reprimand the vampire kids, telling them she only had 24 hours before she reverts to mush. Meanwhile, back at the sewer, the turtles attempt to destroy the heart, while we see each hit not destroying the heart, but affecting Vam-Mi. The kids look worried as Vam-Mi looks for who is attacking her, with obviously the kids seeing no one there, but then Bing exposes that Bone Steel was hiding under a chair cover. Bone Steel attempts to make a deal with the vampires, but they instead throw him out a window. After an overly long scene of the guy turtles ragging on Venus's shinobi abilities, she heads out to handle the vampires herself. She heads to an abandoned garage and leaves the heart out for the vampires to track it down and head towards her. They arrive, and Venus fails to use magic against the vampires, leading to them fighting the old-fashioned way. During the fight, Bone Steel arrives and attempts to attack Venus, but is stopped by Leonardo, who then captures Vam-Mi and Tires. The turtles take off back to the sewer, while Bone Steel takes off with Vam-Mi's heart. So basically everyone gets the heart but Vam-Mi. Back in the sewers, Leonardo tells the rest that Bone Steel has the heart when Venus confesses to losing it, and they take off to find him. We then see the vampires are also heading toward him. Everyone arrives at once and Bone Steel throws the heart and cuts off the lights. The vampires set off fireworks, which I'm not sure what that was supposed to do other than have flashing lights going off during the fight scene, and the turtles eventually recover the heart and leave while Bone Steel captures the vampires. Back at Bone Steel's lair, he again tries to make a deal with the vampires while using the sun coming up to motivate them into cooperating. Back with the turtles, Venus convinces them that she can use shinobi magic to banish the vampires for good, though we see she has not actually mastered the magic yet, and we get a montage of her practicing until she gets it. Donatello then creates a way to use the heart to find where the vampires are, as he's noticed the heart tries to go back to its owner. Sorta, as it seems to be avoiding her in most of these episodes, honestly. The Turtles eventually find the vampires and use stereotypical vampire hunting weapons against them that seem to not work on them. Venus's magic ends up not working either, with the vampire thing getting the upper hand and Bone Steel abducting the guy turtles. Back in the sewer, Venus is down in the dumps and Master Splinter attempts to give her a pep talk. Meanwhile, Vam-Mi decides to use someone called the Elemental Vampire to bring her to her heart. She does a chant and has a conversation with a floating orb where she begs for power. The orb then sends her to her heart, but the turtles were prepared and trapped her in sunlight, resulting in her melting Wicked Witch of the West style, and with that is the first and last time I'd probably watch this show. This story arc ends with Bing and Chi-Chu collecting her ashes in an urn and vowing to stay in New York City over going back to China, and Venus stating she now has purpose in life and a family.
Thanks for watching. If you like these recaps, please leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to know every time I update. There is now an option to be a channel member where you'll get access to exclusive recaps from late night vampire catalogs like Showtime, Cinemax After Dark, USA Up All Night, and much more. If you want to help my channel grow, please check out my Patreon where members can get exclusive content that can't be uploaded on YouTube along with download options. Link is in the description.